Welcome to the Contrarians, and yes, it is Wednesday. Welcome to the Contrarians live chat. The topic for tonight, Our Favorite Inside Gatefolds. Remember when you got an album when you were a kid, and the album had an inner gatefold, and you would stare at it for hours? Well, we're going to relive those moments tonight. So without any further ado, let's get started. Good evening and welcome to the Contrarians. The panel is here, and tonight we are gonna talk our favorite inside gatefolds. So, yes, the panel's here, but we also want to hear from you. So we're gonna try to we'll divvy it up. We'll go around and then we will bring in you and try to address you as best as we can, because every week we get more and more people, so it gets harder and harder. But yes, we do want to hear from you when we do read the comments. So I want to welcome Todd Evans here tonight, and Jamie Laszlo's also here. Of course, Martin's always here. But yeah, this is going to be fun because, like I said in the beginning, when I was a kid, all these guys can say that. You would get a record, and these gatefold records, you would sit there and put the record on, and you would either read the liner notes or you would look at the gatefolds. That's kind of how I gauge mine, is like, is it something you could just sit there and look at while you're listening to the record? So anyway, we're going to get started, and I think I'm just going to go the way I see it. I'm just going to go Todd, Martin, and then Jamie, and we'll loop around to me. So Todd Evans, are you ready? And nice to see you tonight. All right.
Nice to see you too. Hello, everyone. So I picked, the first thing I thought of was this particular band, because this particular band was the first band supposedly to make gatefold album covers where the album cover also had, it was one photo, or one image. And this is the Moody Blues. And there were a lot of good ones I could have picked from, but I picked Every Good Boy Deserves Favor. And the reason I did is because of this really nice impressionistic painting that's in the middle, and nice. I think it's really beautiful. It's really stunning. It kind of has motion to it, which is kind of cool, and it also has the band in it. You can see Graham Edge down there in his shades, and it's a whole bunch of different people, but the band is sort of drawn into it too.
Yeah, that's
and
cool.
Out of all of their sleeves, that's my favorite inside gatefold.
Wow,
but you could have picked a bunch of them. They have a bunch of good ones.
Yeah. Well, they did a slew of them, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool. The cool thing about Moody Blues, great album covers. All right, Jamie Martin, we're going over to you. Sorry, I've adjusted I'm not used. Yeah. You know how I do it. All right, Martin, what you got?
Well, okay, you know how I famously cheat my way up to some of these. So I've got a bit of a backstory here. So we know Sweet had these cool album covers where they were doing these illustrated close-ups of recording equipment, right? So here we've got reel-to-reel, cut above the rest. This is embossed. You've got the razor blade there, the inside joke, I suppose, right? And they're cutting up the music, and they got it on the back. So that's cut above the rest. Level-headed, kind of a mellow one. They did the close-up illustration of the whole cassette deck. The head's on a cassette deck, right? And this went like this, so you got the full picture too. But on the inside of this one, you just got this kind of crappy, grainy black and white picture of the band. Not the most photogenic band in the world, but the best one and the best album out of all these. This is a super underrated album. This is a good, heavy, high quality Sweet album. It's the one right after Give Us a Wink. So on this one, you've got the picture of the stylus in the grooves. And on the back, you've got, remember when some turntables had the little cleaner thing going, trailing away. But yeah, the gatefold of this one, you get the nice big panoramic look of the whole same situation, right? So there's nothing to read, but you get, Sweet is right on the cartridge there. How there's cartridge and stylus, right? And tone arm, all these words. Boy, I haven't said tone arm in, I think, 20 years or more. But yeah, you get that. So yeah, there's nothing to read. So it's very austere looking, kind of Zeppelin-esque. But you did get you did get an inner sleeve with the credits with this one. So so there you go. Sweet, that nice little trilogy they did, and keeping it up with that one. Great album, Windy City. Super crazy heavy song about Chicago on this album. Everybody should check that out.
We should mention that level-headed. The cover we got here in the States and in Canada is, what you showed. But in the UK, they got the gatefold image. We definitely got the better end of the deal because it matched all what came before and what came after.
Yeah, definitely.
But,
just want to look at the comments here quickly. So we've got Gary Joyce is bringing up "Give Us a Wink" as a great album. That obviously not a gatefold, that had the die cut with the thing that came out, and you can see the you can see the eyes opening and closing on it. We got D Rocker mentioning Elton John, "Goodbye Yellow Brick Road." We got Renaissance Illusion. I love the Morrison Hotel front cover, says Gary. So Camel Mood Madness. I don't know. Take it away, Jamie.
There you
All
go.
right. I found this one difficult because I couldn't remember off the top of my brain what some of these looked like. So I was going through all my albums and is this one cool? No, that sucks. This one doesn't even have one. So I'm going to go right to the beginning. In 1978, I love to say that I was, listening to a lot of rock music. But at 8 years old, I was just listening to what my parents were listening to. And I can tell you my first 4 crushes I had in my life. Linda Carter, my second grade teacher, Miss Regano, Carrie Fisher, when I first saw Star Wars, and Crystal Gale.
Nice.
And when I was about 8 years old, I used to sit there and go, holy cow, that is a beautiful woman. I used to go on and on to where my mom felt uncomfortable. Okay, Jamie, let it go. I'm like, but Mom. So, yeah, she was just absolutely beautiful in that. And it kind of stayed with. I mean, she doesn't look that dated to where, she doesn't look good anymore. She's still looking damn hot in that picture. So, yeah, Crystal Gale's. What the name is? When I Dream. I don't even know if this has hits on it.
And that is a milestone, Jamie. That is the first mention of Crystal Gale on the Contrarians, I'm pretty sure.
In fact, this is the first time I've ever seen this record in my life.
And I'm sure it will be the last.
Well, I don't know. You're giving it. Might want to check it out. You never know.
Just want to quickly mention Steve Polari's mentioned Mott the Hoople's first album. We got Danzig self-titled from Lash LaRue's Easy Top Tres Hombres. That might come up again later. It's not mine, but I'm going to be upset if no one mentions Neil Diamond's Jonathan Livingston Seagull. I like this cover, Funkadelic, Free Your Mind and Your Ass Will Follow. Photo is perfect for the album title. Good one, Ivan. Deep Purple, Who Do We Think We Are gets a mention. Boston, Don't Look Back. Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah, there we go. Alice Cooper, Love It to Death. Yeah, with the eyes, says Richard Recchia. So anyways, rants up.
Cool. Here we go. Well, kids, this wasn't too hard. We've had other shows where it's been much more difficult. But, Todd Evans took a lot of my picks, so I had to kind of come up with something. But there is a theme with what I chose because, like I said, when you were a kid, you sat down, you like to listen to the record and look at the pictures. So I like something with a lot of pictures. So one of the early ones I remember is Deep Purple, Machine Head. Think about this. You could sit there, look at that gatefold and just look at the band. And, it basically shows everything they were doing in the studio and all that. I just think it's it's not really the best inner gatefold sleeve, but, when you're a young kid and you look at this stuff, it's pretty damn
It's
good.
the perfect image, though, to be looking at while you're listening to it.
Yeah.
Because it gives you a lot of information in all those photos.
It does.
And also, as you get older, it's almost like a metaphor for detailed credits because you're wondering who all these people are and you're trying to name everybody in it kind of thing, right? So it's kind of cool that way.
So it's kind of fun. And I love that kind of gatefold. Love it.
Yeah.
All right, cool. That's my first pick. All right, Todd Evans.
Okay, well, I'm kind of having deja vu about this one because I feel like I've talked about this inside of this gatefold before. But Queen Jazz, first of all, one of the best designed packages I've ever seen. It's backwards on the back and negative. But on the inside, you get what I assume is Mountain Studios in Montreux. And it's just, I mean, if you wondered what it looked like in the room where they were making it, there it is right there.
Yeah.
And it's a lot to look at. It's a lot to take in. And I remember 78, I was 14. And I remember just staring at this while I listened to the record. And I think it's just the perfect thing to look at while you're listening to it.
Yeah.
So it's always been a favorite.
I
almost kind of wish more people did that.
Todd, I did the same thing. I would look at all the guitars and I'd go, what are they using in the studio? I was just fascinated by it.
Yeah.
But what a great
That's true. That one would really help you figure out exactly what instruments you're hearing, here and there, right?
Yeah.
It's such a great wide shot too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That room looks gigantic.
And valley sound and all that. Yeah. Yeah.
It's great.
Well, we've got a mention from Lash LaRue of Eloy Ocean. We've got Animals by Pink Floyd had a great gatefold, says Enter the Kingdom. Boys, your cult on your feet or on your knees. Yeah, that's where they're almost like little cutouts standing there playing live in the Guitar Army. Rush 2112, All the World's a Stage. Yes songs. Yeah. All right, so my turn next.
Yep.
And I'm going to go with, so I'll cheat my way up to this one too. I don't have cheats for all of them, but, Genesis did a nice job with the nice, this is like the handwritten calligraphy of all the lyrics and stuff, which is very cool. And then they also have that going on. This is more like typeset with, and then there were 3, but I really like what they did with Duke and the whole packaging. I thought this was really cool. Non-obvious anti-prog. It looks kind of new wavy in the back. Oh, look at that. It's like the Queen. It's like the reverse kind of thing, like you just had for jazz, right? But the gatefold of this one is really cool because it is all the little chicken scratch handwritten lyrics, and then more of these nice little iconic, almost Pink Floyd-like the wall type little images. So yeah, very useful. And you also get all the song credits here as well, but the lyrics are there. And the good thing is, handwritten lyrics can be a disaster, especially in the CD age, but these are nice and clear and legible and big enough to read. So yeah, that's a gatefold you can look at forever. So Genesis Duke.
Great one. Yeah. All righty, Jamie Laszlo.
I'm going to go with one that was just mentioned. Maybe I should have went with it first so no one stole my thunder. But I'm going to go with Tres Hombres, ZZ Top, and I'm surprised Martin didn't pick this one. This is a Rhino re-release that came out maybe 6 years ago. And not only is it on green vinyl, but they call it jalapeno green.
Oh, nice. Yes.
I wasn't going to buy it until they called it jalapeno green. Then I'm like, oh, I got to have it now. And this is just fantastic. This reminds me of you're drinking all day. It turned into night drinking. So now you're night drinking. You're like, I just got to eat a little something and I could keep going. They put this in front of you. It's delicious. And then you pass out. Evening over. So yes, Tres Hombres right there. Looks delicious.
It looks great.
Very cool. Very cool.
One of the best gatefolds on the planet, you have to admit, because who would have ever thought of something that one?
Yeah,
I mean, come on, that is so great.
Yeah. Lash LaRue has mentioned Flash in the Can, great action pick of Peter Bank. Oh yeah, Flash, in the can. Beggar's Banquet, Rolling Stones. I think it works better with the RSVP cover, says Steve Polari. Eric Dint says one of my favorites is Thin Lizzy, Thunder and Lightning. We got to mention for Black Sabbath, Paranoid. Yeah, that's a really cool shot of those guys, right? Looking really scary in black and white. Pink Floyd, The Wall, Elton John, Captain Fantastic. Inside is kind of blah, but the outside artwork is amazing. True. Grateful Dead, Skull and Bones offered my first black and white portrait of the band. They look like a bunch of bikers. Ken, Togo, you say that again? Tagomago? Yeah, it just shows how
that's a good one.
I know of my can. Deep Purple made in Japan. Cool. I think Grant's up, right?
I'm up. Okay, let's see. What are we going to go with? Okay, this is kind of in that same kind of genre. I'm going to go with a record that I used to record on cassette and ride my bike around and listen to it all the time. Todd Evans is laughing because he did the same thing.
I did.
Probably. I'm talking Queen Live Killers. When this came out, I was big into Queen. I loved this record. And we would play this hanging out on the street during the day when we were hanging out with friends. Same kind of thing. You've got that collage of the band playing live. and you can sit there and just stare at it and listen to the music and imagine, especially when you're a kid, that you're out there listening to Queen. And it's a great record. So that's the second time Queen's been mentioned tonight. So
well, if you go at bike riding anytime soon and you want to borrow this, just let me know.
Well, I recorded it on TDKDs at the time.
Nice. And could you hear it over the baseball cards in your spokes?
Just barely. Most of the time we wouldn't ride and carry, but we would just hang out on the corner.
Did you guys do that? Put the and then you graduate up to you cut up a little ice or a little plastic a plastic container and put that in your spokes.
I always heard about it, but none of us ever.
We also put straws on our spokes to decorate.
Oh yeah. You split them all the way. Yeah.
Oh my God, I would have totally forgot about that if you didn't tell me.
It's like going in the time machine on this show.
And then you were jealous of the guy who had the fastback bike. Remember the fastback?
Oh, the ones at the Stingrays.
Yeah, the orange one, the kind of squared off looking one. Yeah.
No, none of my friends I remember had a Stingray. I always wanted one. We always had knockoffs like a Huffy
with the gear shift in the middle.
That's what
remember that?
Want. They outlawed those because kids would rack themselves on those things.
Yeah.
So there you go. All right, Todd Evans, you're up.
Okay, well, my next one I chose is Todd Rundgren's Something Anything. And one of the reasons I chose it is because this picture right here gives you, again, kind of like the Queen, a real feeling of what the atmosphere was like when he recorded this. And I remember seeing it and thinking, oh, Todd Rundgren lives in a messy, crappy house with popcorn ceilings just like me. He's got,
we have something in common.
There's a whole mess of papers on the floor, and when you listen to the album and you see that he plays everything himself, you kind of see the picture and you go, oh, okay, well, that's what a crazy, super creative, weird guy lives like and records like, and it just seems just right. It seems perfect. So
I can't argue with that. Yeah, that was at the house that he rented in California. Did you ever read anything about that?
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
I think he was doing a lot of LSD then, too, or something. I can't remember. But
I just assumed it was Upper Darby, Pennsylvania, but could be anywhere.
California. That's back in the old days.
The Opal Archive is agreeing with your Queen Jazz pick. We got Sean Barnes saying 10cc, how dare you? Justin Havu, Martin's favorite, just kidding, Bob Seger, Live Bullet. Yeah, I'm definitely not a Bob Seger fan. Let's see what else we got. I destroyed many valuable baseball cards, putting them in the spokes. Yeah, they didn't last very long. That's why we graduated to plastic, right?
That's right.
Folks. So out of the blue, Jeff Lynne copied himself 2015 with Jeff Lynne's ELO, Alone in the Universe. Iron Maiden, Live After Death. Yeah, good one as well. So kind of on that theme, my next pick is the Tubes Live. So yeah, this is a kind of a really cool design for the outside as well. It's looking like the old 1950s country western or boxing kind of concert posters that you would have. But the inside is just a total smorgasbord of amazing live shots. One of my fondest memories in this, doing this rock and roll stuff is when I got to go see these guys at the Bears Den in Buffalo, which is like a sunken small auditorium, backstage interviewing them, hanging with them, getting stuff signed. It was really cool. Yeah, I noticed this also has inner sleeves as well. But yeah, just a lot of great live shots, incredible live show for these guys. And just to put my my sneaky cheats in, we've got Genesis seconds out with more live shots. There you go. So that's kind of the idea here. Yeah, and then this is a famous one as well. I hope no one picked this, but Kiss Alive too, with that glorious shot.
Yeah, that's nice.
That,
the whole. I saw that show. It was one of the first concerts I ever saw, but that was really cool. I got to see this in Montreal on a family trip. But yeah, that's an incredible powerful live gatefold. So there you go, cheating the live shots inside a gatefold.
Especially when you're a kid in that Live 2 album, we would just sit there and just stare at it. It was amazing. I'd never seen anything like it, and I never did. You're lucky, Martin, you got to see it. All right, Jamie Laszlo, you're up.
My dad took me to see Kiss in 1979 when I was
Dynasty
9 years old. I remember him just sitting there next to me with his fingers in his ears. I remember smelling pot, and I didn't know what it was.
Yeah. The robes, right, Jamie? That was the robes era.
Well, I remember going to see that April wine show and someone behind me dropped a bag of white powder all over the floor. I don't know what it was.
In New England opened up, and I had no idea at 9 years old who New England was.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
I was like,
produced
who
by
is
Paul
this? Who are
Stanley.
these guys, Dad?
Pomp Rock Classic.
It's a great record.
Yeah. Love
I'm going to go with Maiden. I've said before, I'm not a fan of the Book of Souls cover with it's just all black and Eddie doing absolutely nothing with his shoulders kind of like that. I think this would have been a better cover for Book of Souls. And not only this, but I think this would have been a great cover for Book of Souls. Something a little bit more flashy and, you know, old schooly Iron Maiden. And that's why I like it, because it's what could have been with Book of Souls.
Yep.
Nice.
So, yes.
Very cool. Yeah.
And this is called Book of Souls Live Chapter.
Yeah.
Maiden's got more live albums than is needed.
I know they're all doing that now, but okay. So Forest Floor's got Captain Beyond, Sufficiently Breathless, Tea Party, Intrazone Mantras, Lou Reed, Rock and Roll Animal. Let's see. We got Leonard Skinner, Street Survivors as a rough and ready portrait of the band. King Crimson in the Court of the Crimson King, says Richard Recchia. Yeah, Phil Collins, Face Value.
There you go. Actually, that is a good gatefold in Phil Collins, I have to admit.
I can't picture that one, but anyways, Grant's choice.
All right, cool. Here we go. Well, let's see. What are we going to go with now? Okay, well, we're going with that same theme. So I'm going to go with Cheap Trick at Budokan. Not only does this have great packaging, great live shots, but it's also got the booklet, the black and white booklet that you could look at the band. So whatever they were doing, at least Epic was behind it, and they were really trying to push the band. But still, I would listen to this record and just look at the photos. I'd look at Robin Zander playing his Rickenbacker. I was like, holy God, look at him. Look at him. I just loved it. And it's a great record too. So easy choice for me, but classic record, great cover.
Cool.
Still stands up.
Nice. All right, Todd.
Okay, so my next pick is Tears for Fears, The Tipping Point. And there's a picture of the band on the back, but the picture on the inside, it's just a really, let me see if I can get it all in there. It's just a really beautiful photograph. And it not only is it, you know, kind of elegant and shows the guys in a really good light, but it also kind of makes it look like, you know, it's one of those images that you see and you think, you know, old guys can be cool too. And, you know, they've you know, got gray hair, but look how cool they are. So I thought this was a really striking image when I saw it. And I was really happy to have it, because you don't have this all that often, a new album with a gatefold cover where the image is really nice. So
I mean, the CD has the same image, but it doesn't do it justice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have to have that whole gatefold, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But you can.
Is that the one they just released recently?
Yeah, in 2022.
Yeah, a couple years ago. Yeah, or last year. Yep.
Yeah, I got to listen to that. You've been keeping on saying it's a masterpiece, right?
Well, it's a nice return to form.
Yeah.
And it's a slow burn too. It doesn't come off cross as a masterpiece the first time you hear it, but it kind of
I shouldn't say a return to form, because the album that came out before that is
they've all been
absolutely
good.
brilliant. So I shouldn't say that. That's wrong. That's wrong, kids.
Yeah. Oh, we got Ivan Music Man coming in with Linda Ronstadt, Living in the USA from 1978. There's a good crush for an old 70s guy too. Cool. 10,000 Days, Lucifer's Friend, self-titled, Diamond Dogs. Yeah, Bowie. We got the Smiths, The Queen is Dead. Although I'm so old now, I can't even read the lyrics on the album, let alone the CD, says Steve Polari.
Well, you know.
Ivan Music Man mentions Michael Jackson Thriller. We got Electric Ladyland, especially the blue text version. Slayer, Repentless, Digipack with Inverted Cross. Nice. Getting a lot of good answers in. So all right. So my next one, I've got some cheats going. I won't show my Cheap Trick cheat anymore because that's been taken. But let's start with I'll lead down to the cheats. Let's do it that way. So I'm gonna go with this great Canadian classic. Quite hard rockin' band, especially on this live album they did, Tour of Japan. For some reason, Tease ended up going to Japan pretty early, only once. And they put out this live album from it. They're a Windsor band. But the neat thing about the gatefold is even for a tiny band. I mean, this is only they only have 2 studio albums before this. So the Gate has, shots of the band like this, and then you actually even get the extra page.
Oh,
Where
nice.
Ooh, a little bonus.
Yeah, so it's pretty fancy for a baby band from Canada. This is a good heavy rockin' album. So that's called Tour of Japan. But then we've also got their brethren, the band before them, BTO with Japan Tour, and that's got a great live shot of BTO in there. And then I thought, well, that just led me to more BTO albums, so I thought I'd show Four Wheel Drive. We got there's a great gatefold for 4-wheel drive, and there's Not Fragile.
There you go.
There's a great gatefold shot for Not Fragile too. So
I love that one.
there you go. Yeah. So good live shots of these bands. BTO. Yeah, BTO had a lot of gatefolds. And remember whatchamacallit? What is it called? What's the one with Head On? Yeah, that's got the weird extra flap in it too, like the extra picture of the guy and stuff. So and some of these are embossed. So yeah, they kind of went all out for BTO. Let's see. Gary H says agrees. BTO had great gatefolds. A Man, Be Good to Yourself at least once a day. Great pop-up map of Wales. That's pretty cool. Sly and the Family Stone. There's a riot going on. Let's see what else we got there. Most Queen, News of the World. Yeah, always scared me as a kid. Says Scales Rhapsody. And I'm going to mention Blow Your Face Out has so many great live picks placed in a way that look great, like the band was in motion. Another vote for News of the World. So there you go. Excellent. Jamie, I think you're up.
Yeah, I think they did a episode in Family Guy about News of the World where Stewie was afraid of the cover or something like that.
Look at them. They're bleeding. Somebody help them.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Somebody named this, so I might as well go with this in the Court of the Crimson King. Yep. And I was doing some fast Googling just now. Barry Godber painted this, and he died in 1970. So he died the year after it was released. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty frightening, but I always dug that. And I got a Jeep about, 7 years ago, and the back tire cover is Iron Maiden the Trooper. Mm-hmm. But I was thinking about putting this on the back of that cover. Wow. I didn't think about it too much, but it did cross my mind.
No, I'd put the front cover on, just scare people.
Yeah.
Put that on.
Yeah.
You know what it was? I was thinking in my mind it was more of a circle, but then when I saw it, I'm like, oh, the hand's kind of in the way, and I thought it'd be a circle for the tire perfectly, but it really isn't like that.
Wow, wicked.
That's a good one.
Very cool. Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Well, Grant, what are you gonna do? Let's see. Let's go with look and see if I have any Crystal Gale here. No, I don't. All right. Well, we're going to go with Styx Pieces of 8. It's just another one of those things. When I was a kid, I was Styx crazy, had a Styx Grand Illusion shirt, and my buddy and I would just sit and play guitar when we were learning guitar, all about Tommy Shaw. I thought Tommy Shaw was God's gift to musicians everywhere. But this is another one of those covers. This is a Hypnosis cover. Hypnosis, gatefold. The band looks cool. I guess they look cool enough. But this record was like Tommy Shaw's favorite Styx cover, believe it or not. But I think it's great. It's classic. I love it.
Is it me or does Grant bring up this album every episode?
Who, me?
Yes, you.
Yes, I think we have talked about this one before. We did a Hypnosis show, didn't we?
There was a Hypnosis. Say that fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, Styx, Pieces of 8. Love it. Still love it.
Nice. Very cool. Very cool. All right. Todd
Evans.
All right. Well, this one, what's on the cover? Nothing. Nothing's on there. This is Spinal Tap, the original motion picture soundtrack. So on the front, you got nothing, and mine's a promo, so it's got a little sticker on it. But when you open it up, you get to see the rest of the catalog. So you get to see Shark Sandwich and Brain Hammer and Intravenous DeMilo. So I love this one. And then, of course, it's got this sort of fake press release over here. Yeah. So This is, I mean, what's better than a fake documentary about a fake band where you also get to see their fake discography? I just think that's awesome.
I used to have that record a long time ago, but I don't know what happened to. I must have, one of my purges.
I won this in a radio contest.
Yeah.
96 Rock in Atlanta.
96 Rock.
Oh man, Axfiend 777 mentions one that I don't own anymore, and I wish I had because it's probably my second favorite. My first favorite I'm going to show in a second, but the Black Sabbath We Sold Our Soul for Rock and Roll, that lady lying in that coffin with the shiny cross, man, that is amazing. That is such a cool one. And we got From the Inside from Alice Cooper mentioned here. Bob Dylan and the band. The Basement Tapes from 75 is a must on your list. Madcap Laughs by Sid Barrett.
That's a great one.
Alchemy, Dire Straits Live.
There you go, Martin.
That one. Yeah, there we go.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Let me look. There you go.
That is an incredible gatefold. Grant, do you not know that one? Have you never seen that?
I don't think I've seen that.
Oh, yeah.
I totally forgot about it.
This is a two LP best of Black Sabbath of the early stuff, and it's got this boring front cover. Show the front cover there, Jamie.
I've seen it, but I've never seen the inside of it.
That's all you get for the front, and then that lady lying in that coffin, awake. She's not dead, I don't think.
Well, not yet.
That shiny
not dead
cross.
Yet.
Black Sabbath Volume 4. I've told my funny story about that one before, where in Canada we didn't have the extra booklet in it. So the one I owned my whole life as a kid just had a picture of I think it was Tony and Geezer, and I'm wondering why are they kind of spotlighting just these two guys in the band. This is so weird, and we thought that as kids forever. And then later we get another copy of Volume 4, and it's got the extra little pages where you get the live shot from behind, and you get the other two guys. You get Bill and Ozzy, right? But yeah, so it was just a cheaping out or a defective copy of this Canada one. But we spent our whole lives thinking, oh, I guess Geezer and Tony are the they run this band, and that's why you only have their pictures in the gatefold. So we got Zeppelin Presents as well. Mothers Were Only in It for the Money. Okay, so I don't have a cheat for this one because I figured it didn't need any support. This is my favorite gatefold of all time. Very scary album. The Gospel According to Men in Black, The Stranglers. So this is my original import copy that I bought as a kid when it first came out. The Raven just scared the bejesus out of me. It's one of the scariest albums ever made, I think, by anybody. I don't know why that scares me so much, but this one is also equally scary, but it's so kind of like anti-music and irascible, and like they didn't want anybody to like them. There's no real feeling of there could be any hits on it. On the back, you've got the UFO lyrics to the Lord's Prayer in this really cool, spiky font. Our men who are above, hallowed to your craft will come. You will have fun on earth as you do above. Give us this day some of your manna, as this deserts is no savannah. Spare us today, even if we are no good. Blah blah blah. So, anyways, the inside is this cool picture of the Last Supper, but you've got a Men in Black there looking like Dan Aykroyd painted into it, and he's like reaching for like his badge or a gun or something. But yeah, so where is he there? Yeah, he's there just like two guys away from Jesus on here, right? What can I show like closer? Is that that's him there. Where is he on the other side? Yeah, no, there he is. Yeah, he's on the other. There he is.
Yeah.
There's Dan.
Yeah, so you've got a Men in Black painted into this. And the album, of course, is called The Gospel According to the Men in Black. And the cool thing about Stranglers is they run the words together. So it's like Men in Black, one word sort of thing. So yeah, that's your Men in Black dude over there. Getting ready to do something at the Last Supper. I don't know what it is, but yeah.
Probably do heroin because everybody was shooting heroin on that record.
Exactly, yeah, and I think the one before it as well. But yeah, and just that really cool type style for everything, and yeah, there were no even though this is a complete UK copy, there's a tiny bit of liner notes on the back. And really, well, actually, there are. Yeah, that's weird. I never really realized that. The actual liner notes and the credits of who plays on it and stuff are right on the front cover. So that's kind of cool. But,
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, It's a great cover, but it doesn't scream, "Hey, pick me up and buy me." It's very, well, it's great, but not very commercial. But
And if you believe the Da Vinci Code, that's supposed to be Mary Magdalene to Jesus's right. And if you look at it, it looks like a female, and they're forming the letter V together, which is the symbol for female of some kind of something or other.
Oh.
V for vagina. I don't know.
Okay. In this particular shot of so who painted this particular Last Supper? Is this the one most official one, Leonardo da Vinci or something?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Very cool.
It's just Dan Brown talking, so who knows?
Yeah. Let me just see if we can get that on the back. So yeah, I think Jamie, you've got one left.
Yes, I got one left.
Okay.
This is a newer one from 2016. It's Monomarth. The album is Hums Viking. Is that how you would say that? I'm not sure. But the great thing about this is 3D.
Wow.
Nice.
The ship comes right at you.
Wow. Very cool.
Yeah, and you got the rain behind there. See, that's why you don't stream. An MP3 can't do that.
That's right. You can't.
Nice.
I'm surprised
Very
no
cool.
one said Jethro Tull Stand Up, because that's another great one. That
that is
a good one.
Yeah.
But whatever. You can't choose them all.
Yeah.
Very cool. We've got a mention from Justin for Pink Floyd Delicate Sound of Thunder. Zeppelin 3 got mentioned. Yeah, there are 2, Richard Recchia, Hawkwind Space Ritual, although that's more of a fold out than a gatefold. Yeah, I used to own that. That folds out to either 8 or 6 panels. Really cool. Barney Bubbles design. Neil Young After the Gold Rush. Perfect picture of the artist from 1970. Yes, Fragile Extra. Yeah, we didn't have any. Do we have any Yes today yet?
No, I thought there'd be 3 of them.
Well,
I know. I stayed away from it because I thought you guys would be doing it.
That's just a given.
Close to the edge would get picked, so I didn't pick it.
I think Fragile is even better because for that comment, because you got that booklet that you could look at the pictures. Again, as a kid, I stared at it for hours.
Yeah. All right. So Grant, I think you're last, right?
I'm last. Well, if you've looked at any of the artwork that I've chosen, well, you're probably going to give this away, but I'm going to go with Electric Light Orchestra, Out of the Blue. Because think about this. This is peak ELO. They were spending money on ELO, folks, right then. Because the original pressings, didn't some of these come in like a colored vinyl? And you also had the mobile that came with the packaging. I mean, it was over the top. And the artwork on this, the inside of the spaceship, come on, how cool is that? Especially if you're a kid, you love that stuff. It's Star Wars era, Great stuff. But yeah, it's a great record too. Probably the last hurrah for ELO. The best, I don't know. That could be a show in itself. But
I never liked ELO, but that's cool.
But it's a great, they packaged the hell out of that record. I'm just saying.
ELO's just always been hanging around in my life, and every time I put it on, I'm going, I like this. Why don't I listen to these guys more? And then I don't, and then I go away and don't listen to them.
There's bands like that.
Really interesting stuff that they do, which is kind of cool. Eric Dintz has mentioned biggest gatefold disappointments from an album that I love, Strangers in the Night by UFO. I love the music, but hate that there weren't better, more pictures. Yeah, there's a lot of disappointing gatefolds as well, but I don't know if we're going to do a show on disappointing gatefolds, but we'll see. Cool 3D, Jethro Tull. And of course, we know Thick as a Brick gave us a lot of crazy stuff too, just like Stand Up. But there you go. So Grant,
I guess we
wrap her up, I guess.
We did that in 40 minutes, gentlemen. Holy crap.
Nice.
But I want to thank everybody who showed up in the panel, in the chat. I love this. I like the interaction. Thanks for coming on. It was I hope if we missed one of your statements, well, we can't hit them all. But please, we'll be back next week.
You know what, Grant? Let me interrupt you for a second.
Please
I may as well use up the rest of my notes.
Do it.
Here. I do have a bunch.
Go ahead. We have time. Go ahead.
Let me see what hasn't been talked about. MC5, Kick Out the Jams. Stooges Funhouse. I actually saw somebody mention that. Demon, The Unexpected Guest. Crazy, scary one. Masters of Reality. I saw someone mention that. That's a cool one. Gillen, Future Shocks got the booklet. Steve Howe album has the little
has all the guitars
on the guitar,
the legend of which guitars are used.
I love that one.
Presence was mentioned. Long Live Rock and Roll is not a great one, and remember that was a steal from a Rush concert, I think, that's how that worked, and they weren't too happy about that. Made in Japan, I think, got mentioned. Kiss Alive, it's kind of funny with the letters. Blood Rock Live, Cars, Heartbeat City. Ted Nugent. Oh yeah, I had a list before because Pete and I did something like this. These are bad ones. These are ones I had on my bad list. Rainbow Long Live Rock and Roll, Zeppelin 2, Made in Japan, Kiss Alive, Blood Rock Live, Cars Heartbeat City, Ted Nugent Cat Scratch Fever, On Your Feet or On Your Knees, Goat's Head Soup, and Sweet Level Headed, which I showed earlier. But other cool honorable mentions: Queen 2, Cheap Trick in Color, Rainbow on Stage. Another bad one was John Entwistle, Smash Your Head Against the Wall. Queen, A Kind of Magic is not very good. House of the Holy is a good one. Someone mentioned Love It to Death with the scary eyes thing. So there you go. It's the rest of my list.
Allman Brothers, Eat a Peach with all that 1970s
That's a great one.
drawing. You know, something about early 70s cartoon drawing that just has that thing.
Very cool. Very cool.
Well, remind me though, I can't even remember what's on the inside of Cat Scratch Fever. I just remember
the bad
outside.
black and white grainy live shots. Not great. The shadows are bad. You know, they really waste it sometimes with these ones. AC/DC, what do they got in For Those About to Rock? That's not a very good one either. I think it's a bad color picture of the band.
Yeah, I don't think that's I guess that's okay.
I can't quite remember, but yeah, there are a lot of bad ones. That's for sure. There's a lot of not great ones.
Somebody mentioned Funkadelic, and I wanted to mention real quick Parliament Motor Booty Affair. I wish I had it. I don't have a copy of it anymore, but it popped out when you opened it up, and it came with a piece of cardboard that had punch out little characters of the band that you could punch out, and they would stand up, and so you could set them up in front of the inside the gatefold. That one's really cool.
That's a good one. Cool. But Gary H., you're totally right. Magical Mystery Tour had the booklet that you'd leaf through. I loved it. Yeah. Loved it. Still do. That's a great one. I was going to mention that one, but I don't want to mention any Beatles. I don't know.
Sorry, as you were, Grant. Wrap her up.
Well, we're good. Let's wrap this dog up. I want to thank the panel. Thanks Jamie and Todd Evans for showing up tonight. Nice to see you. It's great to have this. What a great talk. Thanks everyone in the Peanut Gallery for showing up too. Couldn't do it without you. So we'll be back next week. Does anybody? What's next week?
I don't know.
Love the story between 3 albums.
Oh, geez, that's right. Yeah.
There you go.
We're gonna get creative.
Yeah, that's gonna be. Right. That's gonna take.
I got 3 ready to go.
Oh wow!
Well, you are a planner. You are a planner. All right, everybody. We'll see you on the next one. And God knows, there's more stuff, more content coming up on the channel. Stay tuned. We'll see you.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right.
Thanks.